the recording here. All right, so welcome everybody. This is a first video of its type. My name is Justin Von Migen. I've made millions of dollars selling life insurance, and I have helped thousands of people get their insurance licenses. Here we have a successful exam passer, Tasia. Tasia recently passed her life insurance exam. So I think everybody, let's give a round of applause from the audience of Tasia. Woohoo! Such a big step, such a major accomplishment. And there's so many people who watch this channel who are wondering, hey, can I pass it too? So we have someone here who just passed her exam. She lives in South Carolina, but a lot of the exams use this same like the exams can be very similar from state to state, except for the state law stuff. So a lot of the stuff that she's going to go over will help every single person watching this. So, Tasia, if you want to just introduce yourself for a bit, and then I will get into some questions.
Hi, I'm Tasia. I have been studying almost a month. I've taken the exam 3 times and passed on my third time. I used a few different steps, but Justin's study guide was amazing. It really helped me focus on the policies and learning about the types of policies to an understanding that just stuck in my head.
Awesome. Cool. I was glad I was able to help there. Also, if anybody wants a copy of the study guide, you can reach out in the description of the video. There's a link you can click on. So how did you prepare for your exam?
Um, Initially I was watching another content creator. Her name is Melissa,
Yep.
and just yeah, taking her notes and using her videos, just playing them constantly over and over and over again. Um, that's pretty much what I did. I didn't buy the state course. I just kept watching different videos and taking notes and kind of just reading the notes over and over again. Once I failed, I think the first 2 times I kind of slowed down and didn't overexert myself with the material
Mhm.
like I would usually do.
Okay, cool. Well, good job. Good job doing that. The fact that you passed without getting an actual course is really big because, how did you learn about the laws?
I so the on the Pearson View website, it told us what the state laws were, and I just went to my state laws on South
Oh,
Carolina,
looked it up.
their website, and I just typed in which section it was, and I
Wow.
took those notes.
Wow, that's pretty hardcore. I've never heard anybody doing that. Usually people get the
Really?
course. Yeah, usually people get a course. So that's really cool. How long did you study before? So you said it was like a month before you felt ready to pass?
Yeah, but I think it was a month in total. The first time I took it, I only studied for a few days, and I went in, I took it, I got a 61.
Wow.
So I waited like 2 more weeks and I went and took it the second time. But the second time I wasn't as nervous. I felt a little more confident. But when I went in, I kept going back to other questions and changing up my answers. But the instructor, he said I passed pretty much if I did not go back. So that was a little, it was almost discouraging, but I was so happy that I went in and got better the second time. The second time I got a 65. And then I took the third time like 3 days later or 2 days later and was like, you know what? I got it. I'm just gonna go in, and I did. I used a lot of meditative sounds as well to kind of prepare me and calm my mind.
Cool. Awesome. So you went there with a good
Yeah.
calm mindset and confidence in the material.
Oh yeah.
So what was your daily study routine like? Like what would you recommend someone to do to study?
Um, so my first time I was watching the videos and taking notes, so writing everything on paper, and I would repeat the things that I was reading that kind of crossed me up 3 times each time that I read it. So I would go back, watch the videos, and then look at my notes, compare, and pretty much read it aloud so it's stuck in my brain.
Okay, awesome. Cool. Good to know. Now, how did you balance studying with other responsibilities?
Huh, I'm not sure. I kind of just I just winged it. So well, no, when I didn't have children, I take my children to school and I would just watch the videos throughout the day.
Hmm.
And then by the time they got home, I had enough knowledge to where it wasn't needed to study at night. But then
Gotcha.
I would play the videos at night as well when I go to sleep. So
Okay.
kind of like in a meditative state, it would stick in my brain as well.
That's cool. So you just kind of just jumped all in. You just like whenever you could,
Yeah.
that's I kind of like do that with learning too. Like I'll listen to audiobooks while I'm driving and YouTube videos and everything else at the gym. Everyone's listening to music. I'm listening to like, something that can help. So that's
Right.
cool. That's super impressive, because it sounds like, you're using your family as a reason to get it done. Some people use it as a reason that they can't get it done. So I think that's pretty cool that you're doing that. So your kids got a good mom to look up to for sure.
Thank you. And I think that's what really stuck for me the final time taking that test. I was looking at their pictures sitting at the testing site. I was there 30 minutes early and I was listening to music, just pumping myself up. And I stared at their pictures. I'm like, yeah, I've put off a lot of stuff for the longest. I'm going to get this done today and I'm going to pass. So I went in there super, super hyped and confident.
I love that. What are some of your goals to accomplish for yourself with your license?
I don't know. I really seeing as life is progressing now and the different obstacles that people are facing on an everyday basis, I'm just trying to make sure that people are secure pretty much for what's to come because every day is not promised. So it's like you have to get it at this point in life. If you don't have it, it's needed. So if I can help families accomplish just those small goals to have that I guess
Security?
closure, I guess, or having that insurance for when that time comes so that they're not scrambling or getting a GoFundMe, just all this other extra stuff that I've seen people use to secure what's needed because I see it in my family. People don't have insurance and they pass away. So now it's like, what are we going to do? How are we going to pay for the funeral? What are we going to do now? And it's a it's a burden pretty much on everyone who has to deal with it, unfortunately.
No, it is for sure. And that's what we do at the agency I'm with. I know the agency you said that you were looking to work with. We do final expense insurance. So primarily we help cover for burials and funerals and stuff like that, end of life expenses. So sounds like what you're getting into is right up your alley. And if you help other people do that stuff and create financial security in their life, you're gonna end up creating financial security in your life because it all goes around. You help them and then you get paid to help them. So it's pretty cool.
Right.
Now, were there any specific topics or sections that you found particularly challenging?
The state regulations, I didn't study them enough. I was so focused on everything else and the types of policies that there were that I didn't go into memorizing those numbers and what would be tested on at that time. But once I realized that that was a problem, the first time I took it, I know that was an issue right off the bat. And then the types of policies as well. So like I confused whole life and term life so bad. It was ridiculous. And I looked at the questions and I'm like, I know this, but that brain fog hit and
Yeah.
it's like, is it this one? But in your mind you already know. So I guess the nerves kind of got to me. So it was definitely the term life and whole life itself, and then the state regulations.
Okay. Cool. Good to know. You gave me ideas for 50 more videos. I'm going to do a video on the laws in every state because I have all those typed up. So,
Oh wow. Oh
yeah,
yay.
if anybody here needs access to the laws in their state, just this that are on the exam, just reach out to me. Email me at the email in the description of the video, and I'll be able to get you. I have a PDF that has everything in there that you need. So, um, Cool. Now, do you use any? Well, how did you overcome those challenges? Actually, so you said life, the policy types were challenging, the laws were challenging. What did you do to overcome that?
I had to go back and really read the types of policies, and the ones that seemed to be a little more complicated, I would just read it aloud 3 times to make sure that that's what I'm supposed to focus on versus, oh, this might be that. And I would highlight, I guess, the topics that really needed to be focused on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Cool. Um, so the next question I was going to ask if you use any memorization techniques or study hacks, but essentially you would go through and highlight what you needed to know, right? What you
yep,
wanted to learn.
that, and then reading it aloud to kind of stimulate my voice into my brain of what it actually is.
Where did you learn about the material for the exam that you needed to know? Did you look at the exam outline?
Um, yes, after I think after I failed the first time, I really went in and looked, but then I went to Melissa's website, and on her site it highlighted the main focusing topics
Mhm.
on for South Carolina State exam. So yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Good stuff. So, now can you walk us through like what the exam is like?
Mm, um, well, mine was 85 questions. I went to a testing site. You can do it online as well, I guess, depending on who you go through. But the first half of questions, majority of it was the types of policies and the concepts. So like those first 30 questions were just whole life and term life and the different types of term life and whole life policies. And the questions, they weren't as difficult. I know they added certain words to pretty much kind of trip you up. And the last half was just laws and regulations. So it was pretty quick for the most part. Yeah.
Okay. What was the most surprising part of the exam?
Mm, hitting hitting the submit button and trying not to go back and overthink what you've already answered. So like the first half, once you answer that first half, you cannot go back once you go to the second half of the test. So you have to know in your mind that that's, if you're 100% sure before you hit submit on that part. And then the second half is the same. You hit submit, that's it. You walk out and they hand you your paper whether you pass or fail.
Cool. Well, it's kind of nerve-wracking, right? Because you got to
Yeah.
okay, is that it? Is that the right one?
Yeah.
Um, if you could go back, would you have done anything differently in your preparation?
Um, nope,
Okay, cool.
definitely not. I very much and I know a lot of people don't say to just follow YouTube and everything else, but studying under y'all itself, it was very much helpful. And I know a lot of people, from what I've seen, they feel like they don't, once they fail that once or twice, it's never going to happen. But mindset is the biggest key. You have to believe that you're going to pass. That was my downfall after the first time. And then the second and third time, that confidence just built. It got higher and higher. And I'm like, I'm going to do this because you're not just doing it for yourself. If you have children or a family or just support in general, or even if you're by yourself, you have to know that if this is something you want to do, you're going to get it done by any means necessary. If you give up, then it's not for you.
Awesome.
So,
Well, that's exactly the mindset that you need to be successful in the business too, because it's challenging. It's hard.
yeah.
There's hoops and hurdles, and some days are great and some are a challenge, but you got to keep pushing. So I know you're going to be super, super successful at this.
Thank
Anything
you.
anything else you want to say before we wrap it up?
No, I no. I think that was it. And I really appreciate you doing this interview with me. It feels good to like release all of this and like this is really happening now. So
Awesome.
I'm
Well,
excited.
I am too. Congratulations. And looking forward to seeing you be very successful in the business. Thank
Thank
you.